Alright, we are at part 5 of this Wiffle pitching tutorial series, and today we're talking about the knuckleball. There's about 4 or 5 different ways that you can throw a knuckleball, different variations. We're going to talk about each one of them. All 4 of these types of knuckleballs you can use with either 2, 3, or 4 fingers, depending on which is most comfortable for you. First grip, kind of the most standard one of all 4 of them. You have the holes facing forward, either 2, 3, or 4 knuckles on the top, on the seam, the line that goes across in between the holes and the solid part. And then you put your thumb on the bottom, maybe covering a hole if you wanted to. Really key is to make sure you push forward and not have a normal 4-seam fastball motion. You really want to emphasize the push forward, or you're not going to get the knuckle. Alright, we've covered the holes facing front. Now we're going to move on to the second kind of variation of the knuckle, the holes facing to the inside. What I mean by the inside is if you're a righty, the holes faces towards you, means inside, and if you're a lefty, it's the opposite. So for a righty, holes facing left, same knuckles kind of on top, thumb on the bottom. The ball should have that tail left for you if you're a righty, and then it should tail right if you're a lefty. The next type of knuckleball is the opposite of what we just did. Now we're going to have the holes facing outside. And what that means is for a righty pitcher, you have the holes facing right, and for a lefty pitcher, you have the holes facing left. To the outside, should have that little 2-seam kind of tail with a knuckle at the same time. So for a righty, it should tail a little bit right. Of knuckleball is probably the most unpredictable based off of how you throw it, your different arm slots. You're just gonna have to mess around with it based off of how it comes out for you. Grip is where the holes face back and the solid side faces your target. You can either have 2, 3, or 4 fingers on the ball, depending on how comfortable you are. But anyway, you put your chosen amount of fingers on the holes, on the top of the holes, and then your thumb on the bottom, in the same kind of motion of pushing. For me, it breaks down or it breaks right. I'm a righty. You just have to test out for yourself and see what happens for you. Alright, that is all for the 4 types of knuckleballs. Test all of them out, see which one is the most suitable for you. See you next time.